baseball has never thought of a way to manipulate contracts. And that's what it is. It's an absolute manipulation. Now, there's no difference from signing them to a long-term deal where you're giving him guaranteed money or paying him 100 years from now. They still got to pay him. But this is the way where you're not going to go over the cap. You're not going to do anything where you're going to have to pay other teams. I think that the Dodgers have found a way to manipulate the game. Now, it is not wrong for what they're doing. I think it's ridiculous that this is going on in baseball. There should be something added and something brought into this deal where you can only defer a certain amount of money. You shouldn't be allowed to defer $1 billion. That's a problem for baseball, and they're going to have to figure that out with the new CBA rules. But nevertheless, I think the Dodgers have figured out a way where they can be consistent, they can win championships, and only have to pay the players in the future. Now, I think that other teams are going to try to find ways where this can work, but we've heard Juan Soto come out and say, and we've heard Scott Boras come out and say that he is not willing and looking at opportunities for Juan Soto to take deferred money to go to the Dodgers. So there are going to be a lot of players out there that are going to sit still and say, you know what, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to the Dodgers because I want the guarantee money right up front. But if there are teams out there, and I could see Kansas City has a very rich owner. Now, if Kansas City's owner wants to win now, well, what he can do is he can split this up into deferred money, add some superstar players with his one really great player in Witt, and have a chance to win multiple championships. This is going to be the new wave for the MLB, especially if it's working out for the Dodgers. Look, the Dodgers have won one World Series since this deferred money really started. I mean, Mookie Betts did take deferred money, but automatically, if you look at Freeman and all these, this is the first World Series. So we're looking at one now. If they win multiple World Series, this is going to be the wave of the future, especially if baseball doesn't put some kind of block to it. I think this is good for baseball because you're going to see super teams, but it's also bad for baseball because now teams are going to manipulate it where all these low-cost places, teams that don't have the money or don't want to spend the money because owners want to put it in their pocket, are not going to be able to keep their players. They're not going to be able to solve this problem. Baseball thought they solved it by putting the luxury tax. Now the Dodgers have found a way to manipulate it. They found the G-spot. And I'm going to tell you this right now. This G-spot could affect baseball for the future and could affect a lot of these superstar players to decide, hey, you know what? I don't care if I'm playing for the Kansas City Royals for the rest of my career and be a superstar here for the fans. I'm all about myself. I'm all about the endorsements that I can make over there with the Yankees or the Dodgers or the Red Sox. And I could defer the money and still make that kind of money and get that on the back end. This is not good for baseball as far as I'm concerned. I think baseball needs to figure out how to put something on this where you can only solve this with certain amount of deferred money every single year or every single 4 years, where it keeps these teams realizing that they're not going to be able to cheat other teams.
Every team gets to do it. And I hate the fact that everybody is like, oh, they found a loophole. What loophole? There's not a loophole. They took advantage of what they did, and now people are getting mad at it. Every team has an opportunity to do this. There's not one that's like, oh, since you're in Kansas City, you can't do this. Or since you're in New York, you can't do this. Oh, LA, you can. No, that's BS. And what it is them understanding and having somebody in the front office and Friedman understanding how important it is to get these guys. And if you listen to Blake Snell's, he's like, look at these guys. And why would I not want to play here? Why? And what people don't understand is they sell the team, okay? Correct. These are basically insurance policies. Every owner is a billionaire. They do this for fun. They don't need to make money off this, and they all do. But they own a team because they made way more money before that. Now it's like, okay, we do this, boom. All right, now we have this deferred money. Granted, we'll never know what $1 billion looks like. And every owner does. So we can't even act like we know. But at the same time, they're not stupid. If they do sell the team and now the Dodgers win 2 more championships and he's like, boom, I'm out, he's selling insurance policies. That's all he's doing. Because we're pawns on a chessboard. That's all we are. That's all we are. There's nothing more that is what we are. Like, hey, I might be Park Place, but I might be Atlantic, right? But I still get value on both sides if I own all 3 of them. And now I have this. You're selling it as an insurance policy. And I don't think it's bad for the game because they're showing you ways that they can go. And I'm not saying buying players wins championships.
Right.
And I heard that all in 09 when we won with New York because we got Tex, AJ, CC, heard it all. But we still had to go win. Doesn't mean that we're going to win. But when it comes down to it, is like I have more leverage to put myself in that situation to win, to make my value more as a baseball team. Why in the hell wouldn't you do that?
This is as crusty as your hat you're wearing, okay? I am not going to sit here and honestly go back and forth with you thinking that this is good. This is not good for baseball, Jabba. If, as a matter of fact, this hurts the game. We're trying to, yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because look at the other games. All these other games, even basketball, they're growing. They're growing. Even though I can't stand the game because of the 3 points and they're forcing threes and shooting up and chucking threes because that's what Steph Curry likes to do. And even hockey's trying to find ways where it makes the game more fun to watch, taking away the 2-line pass and all that other stuff to open up the ice over the last couple of years, making the goals a little bit bigger. They're trying to find ways to put the puck in the net and that's what people want to see. Football is trying to open up the offensive side. This doesn't help the game.
But you're saying what it is.
But that's the problem, Jabba. You have the Yankees, you have the Dodgers, you have the Red Sox. You have all these teams that have a ton of money and they're willing to, hey, you know what? We'll split it up. You come to our city, you're going to get the sponsorships. You're going to get the endorsements. This doesn't help the game. That's why baseball has put a cap to it or whatever, the luxury tax. That's what they have done to help other teams. If you're going to spend that kind of money, well, if you go over the luxury tax, you got to pay. And now the Dodgers have figured out, well, it's been here, but the Dodgers have figured out to manipulate the players. Come over here, you win championships, you're still going to get the money. Hey, it's just an insurance policy. Oh, who cares? It doesn't really matter. It hurts the game. How does this make it competitive baseball? This isn't competitive. This isn't fun. Why would I want to go and play the Dodgers if I know I'm going to get my ass whipped? Okay? That doesn't help the game. Come on, Jabba, you're an athlete. They
failed 70% of the time. Like I'm gonna beat them.
You have a bunch of all-stars on a team.
Congratulations. A lot of teams have a lot of all-stars.
Come on, Jabba, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Look what the Yankees had to contend with. Look at what they had to contend with here in the World Series. It's not, I'm not saying fair or no fair because the Yankees have been doing it for years. George Steinbrenner did it. But again, baseball and Hal Steinbrenner looks at the luxury tax now. And he says, you know what? I don't want to put myself in harm's way. I want to start pocketing certain, some of the money and defer it into different things for the organization or maybe himself or his family. But again, I just don't think this helps baseball. Nobody's going to want to play the Dodgers. Nobody, because they know more than likely.
Yeah, because you're soft.
I'm soft.
I want to play the best. And if you want to line up against me,
an all-star team every single day.
100%.
Get out of here, Jabba. You don't want to play all-star.
I want to face the best of what I can do. And I do agree, and we'll touch on this too, on this aspect. But I don't want to see nobodies. And I'm not saying you're a nobody being in the big leagues because if you get to the big leagues, you're somebody.
I got it. I know.
But I want to face the best.